Hello. I chose to do a speech about football. So, what is the history behind football? My general purpose of this speech is to inform my audience about the history of how football was formed. My goal is to accomplish to give others the history of football to those who may know about football and to those who never knew anything about football. So I'm hoping to possibly give new information to those who know about football and new information in general to those who don't know about football. Um, Although many people may see football being dangerous, football is an amazing sport to play and it's also great to watch. The American Football Association was formed in 1920, which in 2 years later it changed to the name of NFL, which stands for National Football League, and which ultimately became the major league of American football. American football was developed from a combination of both soccer and rugby, and from there began to grow into its own sport, which everyone calls football now. Uh, First and foremost, I would like to tell everyone when American football was formed and where it is today. Furthermore, American football was formed in 1920. It was actually founded in September of 1920. It included 10 teams from 4 different states. After 2 seasons, it was reorganized on June 24th, 1922, into the NFL. Also, football equipment has changed tremendously over the years. It started out as just a rugby like attire to the modern game now. When football began, the look was still in the form of rugby players. Today, players did not wear modern helmets as they do now. The first in-game use of helmets was in 1893 at the Army Navy game. Reasons for helmets are to protect your head and prevent you from any type of head injury. Football has evolved into a big popular sport. Despite all the changes throughout the history of football, it still managed to rise to the top. Rules of the games were also changed to improve the sport. The Then came the changes of the football field. George Halas made 3 of those changes to the game. First, he moved the goalpost from the back of the end zone to the front of the end zone. Therefore, it increased the number of field goals that were made in the football games. Second change was that the NFL insisted on having hash marks. Hash marks are 2 rows of lines that are parallel to the sidelines. If a play landed near the sideline, it allowed the ball to be moved back to the middle of the field. Third, a pass can be thrown anywhere behind the line of scrimmage. Before this change, the rule was that the play had to be 5 yards behind the line in order to throw the ball forward. Altercations of the rules had a major impact of the game, but in conclusion, football started out as a form of rugby and soccer put together and made its way to become a sport of its own. While I have given you points about football, I believe football has evolved into a great sport. It started out as a combination of rugby and soccer and became a sport of its own, in which now today we call football. Football now is completely different from when it started out back in 1920. American football started in 1920, but it was reorganized in 1922 into the NFL. The equipment used when football first came about is so much different from the modern equipment that football players use today. There were changes also made to the rules of football. After changes were made to the game of football, the whole sport changed altogether for the better. Billy Shankly once said, "Aim for the sky and you'll reach the ceiling. Aim for the ceiling and you'll stay on the floor." With that being said, football started at the bottom and made its way to the top. It took time, patience, and determination. In the end, I believe it was all a great success. Thank you for watching my speech, and I hope you guys all enjoy it.